Dear colleagues, in my presentation, I want to draw your attention to one tendency in biological evolution. The first question is whether evolution is directional or chaotic. As Ray Kurzweil, American inventor and futurist, stated in his videos, life itself took billions of years, whereas mammalian growth took only hundreds of millions. Primates took only tens of millions of years, and humanoid took only millions. Several curves clearly represent this trend. First curve is encephalization quotient. You clearly see this accelerating trend. Next curve is similar, information per cell evolution. Same tendency we can observe in hominid brain volume, and same in hominid brain volume of the course of evolution. If you look at the global temperature trend, we see this is really chaotic, but tendency of more complexity and growing intelligence is not chaotic, it's steady. Time goes, billions of years passed, climate and atmosphere changed drastically, but tendency remains the same. Mass extinctions follow one after another, wiping out up to 90% of all species, but more intelligent species come over and over. If we try to explain this tendency with traditional point of view, it doesn't make much sense. The more complex and more intelligent species are not champions of survivability. Should the biosphere follow this traditional explanation, evolution would stop a long time ago. The champions of survivability do exist for billions of years. Simplest prokaryotes, still among us, and they outnumber us by many orders of magnitudes, not just quantity, but even pure mass, they are outnumbering us about 3 orders of magnitude. To find a plausible explanation, and I would stress materialistic explanation, of this tendency, we should return to the old idea which was entertained by many great thinkers in the past and contemporary thinkers as well. But before we do that, let me ask you a rhetorical question. Does this accelerating growth exist anywhere in the universe outside of the living world? I tried to find it and failed. I observed cosmic events such as stars explosion and black holes, eruption of volcanoes and expansion of the universe. All the phenomena in the non-living world do not follow this accelerating growth. So we can come to a certain conclusion. And accelerating growth is a feature of living world only, with one exception. This exception is our human civilization and its development. If you look at the global picture of our technology changes, you would find same tendency. In the chart above, historical technological innovations such as discovery of fire, emergence of agriculture, the appearance of foundry, and other disruptive innovation were taken into account. Like evolution, technology also develops steadily and at accelerating pace. Several curves would stress and prove this tendency. Volume of information storage in data centers worldwide. The volume of information we create and have to store follows the same tendency. And through our history, we had to develop new technology for storing and processing information, getting rid, which is similar to mass extinction, of all technologies through our history. This is world computer performance, so-called Kurzweil curve. This another tendency is cost of US patents, and another, we can look at all of them and they follow the same tendency. What observation one can make from the above technological charts? First of all technological advances are the product of the mind. And this mind is collective mind of all humans. The global intelligent power of humanity is growing at an accelerating pace. It never stops and never reverses. But it progresses at accelerating pace, but not uneven pace. Periods of rapid acceleration are interspersed with plateau-look stretches. Here's a rhetorical and provocative question. Does anybody think that these technological advances come from supernatural force? We know beyond all the doubts that all our technological advances are a product of human collective work. If you look at the table presenting the analogies between evolution and civilization development, we found them pretty remarkably close. They actually copy one another. Both are irreversible. Both are processing at uneven, accelerating pace. They progress intermittently, abruptly. They progress from less complex, less intelligent to more complex and more intelligent. And parts in our mechanisms and parts in our bodies are made of the same parts. All life forms, as well as all technological devices, are not perfect. And both accelerate with accumulation of global intelligence. Human race intelligent and, same time, biosphere global intelligent. Now, the idea I want to bring to your attention is this. The biosphere is a single global organism that possesses a mind, creativity, and will. The idea of the existence of the single organism on the Earth, which is the biosphere, which is my definition is a sum of all living matters, was to a certain extent expressed by thinkers in the past like Bernard de Chardin, Omega Point, our contemporaries, James Lovelock with his Gaia concept, and Howard Bloom in this book of the global mind, and many others. You may argue whether biosphere as a single organism possesses any intelligence. How we can doubt this? You are the part and the essential part of the biosphere. Do you possess an intelligence? Therefore, biosphere is definitely in the possess of much greater intelligence as any one of us. The only question which casts shadow doubt of this would be whether biosphere is a myriad of separate entities, or all these entities are connected through the network or global network of information, exchange, storage, and copying all information. Let me quote essential contemporary thinker Stuart Kauffman. In his book At Home in the Universe, he wrote, "The biosphere around us sustains us, is created by us. The patterns of life's births and burials are caused by internal processes. Life is not located in a property of any single molecule, in the details, but is a collective property of system of interacting molecules. Life, in his view, emerged whole and has also always remained whole. Stewart later wrote, "A set of molecules either does or does not have the property that it is able to catalyze its own formation and reproduction from some simple food molecules. No vital force or extra substance is present in this emergent, self-replicating whole. But the collective system does possess a stunning property that not possessed by any of its parts. It is able to reproduce itself and evolve." Here is a key: quantity to quality transition. From the very beginning, our biosphere has been continuously and steadily multiplying its life forms. The number of prokaryote cells alone amount to approximately 10 to 30 degrees. To keep this vast household in order, a system of sophisticated tools is needed. These tools ensure the uninterrupted flow of information. Information and feedback flows are as vital for the biosphere as the bloodstream and nerve signals are for our bodies. In order to ensure its self-preservation and well-being, the biosphere is forced to develop new, advanced, more intelligent life forms. The biosphere, not species, supposed to be self-sufficient and selfish. The driving force behind the evolutionary process is not the pressure of natural selection, but the growth of the biosphere's overall intelligence. Now it is time to compare evolution, which cannot be directly investigated, with the development of our civilization. The latter is well documented and presents no enigma to us. Human civilization is a natural phenomenon. It arose naturally with the increase of number of people and communication between them. The creator of civilization is known. It is us, the people, the components and active members of human society. In the same way, the biosphere is developing itself, forming a process called evolution through the action of its organisms, starting from the first day of the formation of self-replicating molecules. What can a single replicator do? Close to none. Same single transistor, which our computers consist of, can do nothing. But millions of transistors form computers and supercomputers. Myriads of material replicators can form life if they communicate each other in non-material way. This is matter of quality and organization. And the non-material way, I mean the flows of information. As the number of replicators steadily grow, the biosphere is faced with new challenges. It has to handle and control a rapidly growing household. So the environment doesn't play a role in the evolution? Not exactly. If the condition of the planet allow and promote the multiplication of productive replicators, the biosphere will meet new challenges and respond to them by creating new, more intelligent and more complex species. If the condition for replications would be less favorable than it happens on our planet, multiplication could stop or even reverse. Then no challenges arise and no evolution is needed. The Earth's uniqueness and advantageous conditions, temperature, atmosphere, cosmic radiation, etc., promote endless replication of propagation. Evolution on our planet is inevitable. If such condition lasts for extended time, like many millions of years, some kind of intelligence will and should appear in life forms. The biosphere, as an assembly of all living forms, is a single organism that possesses a mind and will. All living worlds are connected by a global information network. Evolution is coordinated and controlled process. The main evolution vector is the growing computational complexity of the most advanced living organisms and the biosphere's overall intelligence. The increased complexity of living forms require more intellectually advanced organisms capable of storing and handling a growing amount of information. More intricate organisms require even greater biosphere intelligence in order to retain control over the whole living world. Controlled biological evolution is a continuous process characterized by intermittent and accelerated evolutionary dynamic. New species emerge when two conditions are met. This is called macroevolution. Global intelligence of the biosphere reached its capacity, and biosphere critical mass of intelligence acquires the capability to create more advanced creatures. This hypothesis I present today does not contradict any naturalistic concept of life creation and evolution. It is materialistic. It does not need supernatural forces. More information may be found in my books and articles. Thank you for your attention.